Thinking about buying a condo in Los Angeles? Watch this first. Don't buy a condo in Los Angeles until you know this. Buying a condo in LA might sound like a great idea. Lower maintenance, prime locations, and affordability compared to single family homes. But is it really the right move for you? In this video, we break down the pros and cons of condo living in Los Angeles, from HOA fees and restrictions to equity growth and hidden costs. Before you sign that contract, make sure you know what you're getting into. Is a condo really the best investment in LA? Or should you consider other options? Let's find out. So is buying a condo in Los Angeles a good investment? Many people think it's an affordable way to own property, but condos come with serious drawbacks that buyers don't always consider. So in this video, I'm going to break down the biggest reasons why I wouldn't buy a condo, and if you're thinking about it, what you absolutely need to know before making a decision. I'm Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group. And before we move forward, if you like our channel, if you've seen some of our other videos, definitely give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. All right, first let's talk about the Homeowner Association dues, the HOA fees, the hidden cost that just keeps rising. And you've probably seen the headlines, especially in places like Florida, where the HOA fees have skyrocketed, making a lot of the condos unaffordable for many homeowners. And it's not just a Florida problem, right? It's happening all over the country. Recently in Castle Rock, Colorado, residents were hit with an even bigger shock, going from $300 to $820 per month. And that's a massive increase, right? That can strain anybody's budget. Nobody's really prepared for that. And so you really have to be aware of that, because that's something that we're seeing here in Southern California as well, because you have no control over these costs and they can keep rising and you have to pay them whether you like it or not. And so one of the biggest reasons that you're seeing the HOA dues rise dramatically is the fact that the master insurance policies for these buildings, they have just kept rising and rising. A lot of them have quadrupled and gone up even more in the past few years. So this results in HOAs going up significantly. And then you throw in deferred maintenance, among other things, which we'll go into shortly. So we're seeing many complexes as a result of the increasing HOA dues and the master insurance policies going up so much that they're dropping their earthquake insurance, because otherwise it will not be financially sustainable or viable for the homeowners to actually pay the dues. Next, let's talk about restrictions and rules. So condo associations, they can be really strict about what you can and can't do. Want to renovate your unit? You might need approval. Thinking about getting a pet? Some buildings won't allow it, or they have weight restrictions, or don't even allow certain breeds of animals. Even something as simple as hanging lights or putting up a flag outside your home can be against the HOA rules. So for many homeowners, this lack of freedom is a huge downside. So when you buy a home, you expect it to be your space, but with condos, really the HOA is in control. Another major issue, special assessments. Now, these are unexpected fees that the condo owners are hit with when there isn't enough money in the reserve fund to cover major repairs. So for example, if the building's roof needs replacement, right, or the parking lot needs repaving, they have to resurface the pool, maybe the fencing has to be redone. So those are just a few examples. And look, these are things that cost a lot of money, and the HOA can charge all the owners extra, sometimes thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. And again, this is becoming a major issue here in Southern California, because you're seeing a lot of these buildings that maybe they were condo conversions in the 70s and early 80s, or they were built in the 70s and 80s. And as a result of that, they have a lot of deferred maintenance. So this is becoming such a big issue. And a lot of it has to do as a result of the condo collapse back in 2021 in Sunrise, Florida. And so the state here really has started to enforce a lot of strict safety regulations, and now some condo owners are facing special assessments of $100,000 or more across the country. And now I've seen here, down here in Southern California, I've seen as high as $150,000 per unit. Now that's a financial disaster waiting to happen. As you can imagine, no buyer is going to pay $150,000 in assessment. That's something you as the homeowner are going to have to eat and pay off. All right, so then there's the issue of noise and the lack of privacy. So many condo buildings aren't really well insulated. So which means like you're gonna hear your neighbors, whether it's music, it's conversations, or worse. And if you want peace and quiet, well, the condo might not be the best choice. And if you want to be spending time in your balcony or patio, you're not going to have much privacy with neighbors just a few feet away, especially if you're on your cell phone talking to friends or family. There's a good chance they're going to hear it too, even more so if your neighbor is on the balcony at the same time. And then finally, let's not forget about resale and appreciation. So condos typically appreciate slower than single-family homes. Now, one big reason why is that condos don't come with the land, and land is what tends to appreciate the most in real estate. So nationwide, condo prices only rose 6% year over year, which is much lower than single-family homes, right? So if you go back all the way to the pandemic, you saw prices rise about 35% here for single-family homes in Southern California, where condos were about half that. So as a result of that, right, you can imagine that selling a condo can be challenging. So many buyers prefer single-family homes to avoid the HOA fees. And let me just give you a great example of that. We have one of our listings right now that's on a really busy street. The house is dated, but very clean. And guess what? We priced it in the mid 700s. We ended up with 14 offers. And even though it's on a busy street, what we were finding out from a lot of the buyers and their agents is that the buyers just didn't want to have to deal with a homeowners association. So look, if you have no choice but to buy a condo, let's go over some of the crucial tips to protect yourself. First, if you can't, get a top floor unit so you can help minimize the noise from neighbors. Second, most importantly, investigate the HOA thoroughly. This is reviewing their financials, their reserve funds, any history of special assessments or fee increases, and is there any pending litigation? Because if there is pending litigation against the HOA, most likely there's not going to be a lender that's going to be able to provide financing for you, because lenders do not want to have to be susceptible to that risk when it comes to litigation against the HOA. And then finally, you want to also take the opportunity and review what the HOA management company is going to be like. You can see a lot of their reviews online, but you want to call and kind of get an idea of what type of interaction they have with the homeowners. While there are several drawbacks to buying a condo in Los Angeles, there are also several benefits that make it an attractive option for many buyers. So here are some of the biggest pros of purchasing a condo in Los Angeles. First, they're more affordable than single-family homes. So Los Angeles is one of the most expensive real estate markets in the country. And for many, buying a single-family home is simply out of reach. So condos typically come at a lower price point, and that allows home ownership to be more accessible, especially for first-time buyers. Prime locations and urban living is number 2. Condos are often located in highly desirable neighborhoods, close to entertainment, shopping, restaurants, and job centers. So whether it's downtown LA, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, Sherman Oaks, Koreatown, condos allow buyers to live in the heart of the cities without a massive price tag of a single-family home in the same area. Number 3 is an obvious one, and that is lower maintenance and upkeep. So one of the biggest perks of condo living is the low maintenance lifestyle. So the HOA typically handles all the exterior maintenance, the landscaping, the common area repairs, which means you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn, fixing the roof, dealing with costly exterior upkeep, fixing a pool, having a gardener, just to name a few. So this is a huge plus, what we find for a lot of busy professionals, retirees, and anybody who wants to avoid that basic home maintenance. All right, and then finally, a lot of buyers, when it comes to buying condos, one of the things they like and ask for are the amenities and security. So many buildings here in Los Angeles, they have luxury amenities, right? That would be expensive or impossible to get in a single family home. And these can include things such as swimming pools, hot tubs, a fitness center, rooftop decks, clubhouses, concierge services, security, gated access, private parking, just to name a few. At the end of the day, condos can work for some buyers, but they come with risks that you need to be aware of. And if you're considering buying a condo in Los Angeles, do your research, know the financials, make sure you're comfortable with the restrictions. Because let me give you an example. If you buy a condominium for $800,000, right, and the HOA dues are $800 a month, well, guess what? You would actually be able to, in reality, to be able to afford a single family home for $940,000. So that $800 a month would give you an extra approximately about $140,000 in purchasing power to buy a single family home. So something to really consider. Let me know if you own a condo, what you think about owning a condo, if you would buy a condo. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'm Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.